campaign like that took you from initial concept to delivery?
I would say that we had about a 6-month preparation period before starting any activities, and we started the campaign back in January of 2010, and we're now in 11, and we will continue. So it's, I would say, a minimum of 2 years working the campaign, and a 6-month initial preparation period, and then we continue to add to it as we go on. So that's where sort of the top-down and long-term commitment has to be in place, because the last thing you want to do is dedicate a lot of effort and time and resources and then abandon something 6 months or even a year later. It really takes a while to get traction.
Christine, one of the things, it's a long period of time that you're doing this. Do you do anything with refreshing what you're doing or bringing more current information actually to your agents or your advisors out there, and then how do they get that moved on to the client?
Absolutely, and that's where today's technology really helps. Having this microsite, we constantly refresh and then use our sales force to make sure that they're pointing advisors to some of the new content on our sites. We're doing, again, the trade advertising that would point to some of the new content. And then just doing these portfolio manager webcasts. Because it's such a hot topic nowadays, we're getting record participation. I think the last one that we had almost 500 advisors call in, which for us was a lot. And so those are just some of the ways we can keep it current. And again, we're always getting feedback from the field on new ideas. And these notes from the field, from the PMs, also help keep it current. And again, that's just updated on our websites. Thank you. Any other questions?
Got one for both of you. Maybe Patrick, you can start this. As we look at campaigns, we're really trying to focus on the whole. Don't just do it and move on to the next one, but at some point stop and kind of doing that post-mortem or the lessons learned or that sort of thing. Do each of you have a process you go through for that? And how exhaustive is that, or what do you do for that after the campaign's over?
Yeah, we do conduct a post-mortem with the client and with other stakeholders to the campaign. And so we'll see, first of all, did we meet goals? The goals met, is at the end of the campaign. We have to wait 6 months for a client campaign. But shortly after the campaign is executed, there will be a post-mortem on the process that we used. So we're going to look at, did we meet the dates of the campaign, and if not, why? Were there any other issues, creating the letter, anything other roadblocks that happened along the way? And we'll talk about those with the client, and document it and have a meeting to cover it. Oftentimes we're in Tampa and the clients for marketing are up in New York, so we just have a conference call and talk about how we can do the campaign better next year. And are we going to do the campaign next year? So.
Yeah, similarly, we do weekly conference calls with the folks that are involved in all aspects of the campaign. And so oftentimes we're sharing feedback and results real time and making sure that we capture learnings and are using them as we move forward, but then do something more formal to senior management where we sort of do a presentation on what worked well and what we would do differently moving forward.
Any other questions? We don't charge you for that question. It's free. I guess maybe we'll just wrap up with one. We promised tips and tricks, and I think there was some good information in these that you could probably call some out. But before we send everyone out into the wilderness, why don't you each give us maybe your one tip for effective campaign management based on your experiences?
I guess, the point that I'll just reiterate too is making sure that you are really connected to the sales organization from the upfront, which is the commitment from them, and a real commitment, not just sure, that sounds good, but evidence that they're really going to commit to this, they're going to help carry the message forward, and then beyond the commitment, giving them all the resources they need. Oftentimes we assume that wholesalers have all the great updated information in their head and they can easily share it, giving them every tool or resource to help communicate the messages and really spelling out for them. And we do this a lot with the internal wholesalers, which is giving them a call script, giving them a roadmap to other resources that can help punctuate, I guess, the major points that we want to make, and making sure that they are tracking all their activities in the system again, so you can track the success of the campaign. So for me, the one major thing is connection, commitment from both sides to sales, between sales and marketing.
Yeah, it's similar. I would say it's field communication. First, we want to let the zone management, we have 4 zones in New York Life, know that the campaign is coming and what the parameters of the campaign are, what it's about. Then we let the managing partners know about the campaign, and then the agents. So we need to let the field and the field management know that we have a substantial lead generation campaign going on, and it's going to go on this certain date, and that the agents need to be looking in their lead system for leads to show up in their lead box. And we need to let the agents know who was mailed. Was it their clients or were there prospects? And to give them those lists for follow-up. And finally, another great thing is to give them the tools to be successful, which is some scripts, some phone scripts. Hey, we're mailing these clients emails. Maybe they own a certain product, or maybe it's a certain demographic client they have. Let them know these are the clients we're mailing, and here's how you should approach them. Use this script. And here's your list, here's your script, and go out and make your own appointments. We gave you a great opportunity here by sending a letter. And when you're an agent and you want to call your clients or you want to call some prospects, it's a great lead-in. Hey, did you get that letter that we sent out? You should have gotten it like a week or 2 ago. I'm just following up on the letter. So much easier to approach a client or a prospect when a letter is sent to warm up the client or prospect first.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank Christine and Patrick for all of their time. Hey, there it is. All right. So hopefully you all got some good information today. Obviously, I think everyone will kind of be around here for the rest of the day. So any other questions? And just a few reminders. Again, fill out the evaluation form on your way out of the room. We're trying something new this year called breakfast breakouts. We'll see if it works. If you didn't get enough of this topic today, at breakfast tomorrow we'll have a table kind of dedicated to this. So we'll talk more about campaign management if you want over croissants or whatever gets served tomorrow. So there's that. Tips and tricks. I don't really know why I put that on there, so let's just assume we covered that. I bet that's our takeaway form. Okay. This is what you call quality presentation management. We have some takeaway sheets we kind of put together in the back of the room, and you can grab one of those on your way out. We tried to have Patrick and Christine just kind of give you the 3 big takeaways that they saw from their presentation. Hopefully that kind of helps jog your memory and refresh you on what we heard today. And then finally, next step, just a program note, is lunch. So that's a good thing, right? Hopefully. And I think that's just a room down or something around there. So we appreciate your time and have a great